deeply care about the association and in our culture center. We work hard for that, and we're very, very proud of it. I'm very, very proud to be a member of the Filipino Association.
We want to make sure that it was a place that people wanted to come to and be welcome.
During my year, my mantra was, of course, embracing our culture and bridging the generations that we have worked with.
I believe we have a strong organization, increased membership, dedicated volunteers, and we have reached out to the community, making some community connections through other organizations.
I was able to initiate the Royals concession.
I think the previous generation, majority of which were born in the Philippines, at some point came here and adjusted to a brand new culture in the United States.
My goal was to have a single Filipino association in Greater Kansas City.
We thought of forming a Filipino organization of Greater Kansas City, and the first president was Dr. Lorenzo, and I was secretary, treasurer at that time.
I wanted to make sure that the group of Filipinos here could organize themselves into a visible group within the minority population in Kansas City.
I'm most passionate about giving back to the community here in our local Greater Kansas City and in the Philippines.
Up to this date, I'm still involved in some way because of the desire to preserve and promote our rich cultural heritage.
My future image of the cultural center is that we are able to leave it as a legacy to the future generation in what it is now, with continued maintenance and working hard to keep it where it is, especially the cleanliness, the usage, and all of the rules that bind the center.
Even if it presented any hardships, knowing how resilient we could be, no problem would have been sufficient to discourage me from helping push through the cultural center.
In the early days of the association, we needed to show our culture to the community, so I formed the Sinagtala dance troupe.
I happened to find a folk dancer from the famous Bayanihan Dance Company who could organize a dance group that we could use to project an image of the Filipinos. It was led by Mr. Manny De Leon, a former Bayanihan dancer.
Manny De Leon, who was our director, who started the Sinagtala, left for Chicago, and the regular dancers also left. So that left me with the teenagers who were, part Filipinettes, and they've grown up a little bit, but they wanted to continue.
Sinagtala is not just a young person's grouping. It's a group where you have young, you have seasoned people, and even people who have not danced before doing the culture. And that's exactly what the FHEKC is supposed to stand for.
Through my year 2, we were able to do the writing of the grants, so the string band ensemble became a reality, and then the Sinagtala Performing Arts Troupe can go to other states so they can learn more about cultural dancing.
So we were persistent in making sure that we had costumes, and the Sinagtala performed in many instances.
My next achievement was the first exhibits through the help of Dr. Tony Rosella.
I have been part of the cultural exhibits because that's one of the things that we said we would do when we have a permanent exhibit space.
We didn't have any place to hold our meetings.
The Filipino Cultural Center was built in the year 2000. So it took years and years of development.
It's maintained really well right now. It's secure. Cameras all around and all that.
I gave the name Philippine House because we are all Filipinos. We are all from the Philippines, and it's a small house. So that was the name.
This is a big year for us, and we have all events all year that are really successful.
I've been involved with many of the activities that are being promoted now as our cultural activities.
I am part of the Fiesta Filipina in Crown Center. That's when we first held it.
The only way we could start the process was to the first fiesta, the Crown Center.
And that was to raise money for that's how we were able to buy the Philippine house. Here in my background, it was hard work, months and months of hard work.
You can see there is a grotto behind me, the grotto of Chico Consorte. This is a grotto which is actually the last project of my late wife, Dr. Ninita Midel Cabayan. She passed about 5 years ago.
In my term 2, we were able to construct and complete the backyard landscaping, the walkway and the gazebo. And one of the gazebos I donated in memory of my mother, Paciencia Lopez. And that was a big accomplishment for me because I was able to honor and memorialize my mother. And then we also held the pergola, which was also donated and worked for by the senior council.
I think that as we get to the next generations, where for me, I'm a second generation Filipino American in the United States. It's kind of shifted where we were raised 100% here in the United States. And I think as we go along, further generations that have been raised here, it's just going to be different, I think, right? And we'll have to adjust and try to preserve as much culture as we can.
And be open with innovative ideas of our younger generation. And I think that's what we need for this organization to grow.
To make sure that you don't forget to promote the culture of the Philippines through music, dance, and education.
Many heads are better than less heads. So I would suggest to the future generations to give the power to the membership instead of the board of member.
Our younger generation, especially the X and millennial, to come forward, lead the association, be active, and preserve what we have achieved.
To give importance to whatever we have accomplished as the first generation Filipinos in the Kansas City area.
I want the next generation to come forward and, continue what we have started.
Share your talent. There's so many talents. Young ones, older ones, in between. We all have God-given talents. Share that. And the community is going to be very rich.